Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, we're kind of continuing on with the favorites of my collection. Like I said, I'd had some requests for some collection videos, some favorites of collection. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. So I hope those of you that requested them enjoy them, and those of you that didn't, well, I hope you enjoy them as well. But obviously, we're going to be talking about Benchmade. Now, I've got a few Benchmades in my collection, but I'll be perfectly honest with you, it was very easy for me to choose my top 5 Benchmates. These 5 stand out to me really without much consideration, honestly. The Finch, that was hard. That was hard. The Benchmade, yeah, these were pretty easy. Now, I mean, hanging out with Zach, his influence may have. No, seriously though, these Benchmades I do really enjoy. I'm going to start out with the easiest one. Yes, you guys see this one all the time on the videos, but I am a Bugout fan. Absolutely. To me, it's one of the perfect EDC knives. Excuse me. It's lightweight. It's not overly large, but it's a good size for me, especially. Fits me like a glove. It's nice and slender, and yeah, when the Bugout came out, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm all over this. And now a good thing about the Bugout too is it is incredibly customizable. I mean, people all around the world are making, pieces, parts, you know, thumb studs, barrel spacers, scales, you name it. People are making it for the Bugout. And obviously they do for other knives as well, yes. But for me, yeah, the Bugout is just right there. To me, it is. It's pretty much about the perfect EDC knife. I think I probably have, I don't know, I think I have maybe 6 different Bugouts because that's how much I enjoy the knife. Now, my favorite production Bugout would be this one right here, the 535-4. And the crazy thing about it is I prefer G10 micarta and stuff like that, but the pattern on this knife just really stood out. I mean, of course, it's got the pop of red, so that doesn't hurt. But this knife, yeah, to me, is my favorite production Bugout. There's been a few versions, but yeah, nothing stands out more than this one to me. But like I said, you can customize them. You can get, yeah, they're fun. They're fun to make your own. Now I have to put the 940 in there. Absolutely, I have to, because you guys have heard this on the channel before. Those of you that knew, maybe not, but those of you that have been around a while, you know this was my first kind of sort of grail knife. The 940 was. The 940 was the first knife that I really ever spent 940 type money on, basically. It's probably the first time I had to be the first time I spent over $100 on a knife, honestly. Yeah, had to have been. But man, when I first saw this blade shape, I was like, wow, all right, I am digging that. It was just different. I hadn't seen anything like it. Now, I mean, there's so many different blade shapes and stuff out there, but this one was the one that originally caught my eye. And speaking of Zach, we know the 940 is his baby. I don't even know how many 940s that guy has. But I have 2. I have this one, and then I have a standard 940-2. But yeah, it was the first. It was the first. I call it my first grail. I've had people tell me, well, that's not a grail. It doesn't cost enough. Well, at that time, that was a lot of money for me, and it was definitely a grail, but definitely in my top 5. Has to be just because. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you. The next one, I hadn't had a lot of experience with, but then I got this one. I don't know why I talk about Zach and Benchmade. Oh, yeah, I do. Never mind. Sorry. But I received this one from Zach. It was a birthday gift. And I'm a fisherman, and this one really, really put the Mini Crooked River on my radar. Now, I will have to say it's probably this one more so than the Mini Crooked River model itself. Great, great model. Really, really good feel in hand. I like it. But obviously, this knife is extremely special. It's never gonna go anywhere. This will be one of the knives, probably one of the 2 knives I asked to be buried with, to be perfectly honest with you at this point. This, and of course, you guys know the anniversary knife. But yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous knife. I love it. It's, it's out of the Hunt series, so it's meant kind of more for that hunt and field type of use. Got a good clip point blade, beautiful handle, but obviously this one does not see the light of day a whole lot. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's Casey Underwood's artwork. It's a very, very special knife. There aren't that many of them floating around the world, and I definitely don't want anything to happen to this one. Now, this one, fairly new to the Benchmade lineup, and it combines basically 2 of my other favorites. And there you go. It's the Tagout. I mean, it is a Mini Crooked River and a Bugout had a baby. That's what it is. I mean, obviously, you've got the size. Well, let's just kind of do a comparison here. So you've got the size of the Mini Crooked River, even a little larger. It's kind of in between the Mini Crooked River and the regular Crooked River. And then you have the slenderness of the Bugout and the lightweight of the Bugout. Yeah, it was, at first, just looking at it, I was like, okay, then I got one in hand. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm digging it. It's in. Now, they only come in orange, and now we're starting to see different people make scales for these too. If you want to, please go check out Zach's channel. He's got a couple of videos up there of some different scales that have been made for the Tagout. And trust me, I know there's going to be more. If there that many people make them for the Bugout, they're going to be making them for the Tagout too before long. But it really is. It's a combination of those 2 knives. Now, I will say one thing about the Tagout. I kind of wished it had thumb studs rather than the slot. That's the only thing I can say about it. But even so, even as it is, it has quickly it jumped into my top 5 without even trying. It really, really did. I enjoy this knife quite a bit. And when I say this, guys, obviously I'm talking about the knives I currently have in my collection. Could I have touched a Benchmade that I like even more? Absolutely. I don't know. I haven't found one yet. We'll put it that way. But the Tagout jumped into my top 5 real quick. Very quick. And last but not least, and this knife was a total surprise. Again, Zach hit me up and said, hey man, I got a knife you need to see. Okay. He put it in my hand. I'm like, oh yeah. And that, of course, is the Mini Adamas, or Adamas, as most of us say. But this knife surprised the holy heck out of me. It really, really did. Now, some people prefer the large. I like the mini myself. As you can see, my hand fits in there absolutely perfect. It cradles my hand to no end. It's got that nice ramp, Shane Seibert design, as a matter of fact. So, but it is small enough to be a good, what I prefer to carry. But I mean, it's got some heft to it. Obviously, it's much thicker than these others, as you can see there. But it's small enough to be the size I like to carry, but it's hefty enough and big enough to go to work for you. So it's a dual purpose. It's an EDC. It's a work. Not that you can't do both with your EDC knives, but some just perform much better than others, and this is one of them. This one performs much better. It's just heftier. It's heftier than the Bugout, so it's gonna take a little bit more pounding than the Bugout does. That's just, it's what it's built for. But I am this actually, this may be one of the knives. Well, I know it is. I can't say 100% that it's a knife that has surprised me the most about. I didn't know if I would like it or not, but it is. It's got to be up there. It's definitely in that top 5 as well, as far as the knives that have surprised me that I liked. So, yeah, I really, and as a matter of fact, I have 2 of these as well. So, the Mini Adamas, definitely my top 5, no doubt. The Tagged Out jumped into my top 5 as soon as I got my hands on it. The Mini Crooked River, a gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Absolutely one of my favorites. The 940, my first and original build, not this one, but my 940-2 was my first Benchmade, and it'll always hold a special place. Like I said, my first kind of grail. And then, of course, the Bugout. My top 5 favorite Benchmades, guys. Let me know down in the description. What is your favorite Benchmade? Do you have one? Are you not a fan of Benchmade? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear. I always love hearing what you guys have to say. And I know the Tagged Out might be a little not controversial, but polarizing. That might be a better word. It might be a little bit polarizing for people, but I'm telling you, it checks a few boxes for me, for sure. So, as always, guys, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for checking out my top 5 favorite Benchmades of my collection. As always, guys, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later, guys. Bye-bye.